On Getting Up on Cold Mornings, by James Leigh Hunt is a charming and relatable essay that humorously explores the difficulty of rising from bed on a cold morning. Hunt uses his characteristic wit and lighthearted tone to reflect on the universal human experience of reluctance to leave the warmth and comfort of bed when faced with the chill of the outside world. The essay opens with Hunt acknowledging the common struggle of getting up on cold mornings. He describes the cozy warmth of bed, contrasting it with the coldness that awaits outside the covers. Hunt immediately strikes a humorous tone, expressing sympathy for anyone who faces the daunting task of rising from their warm bed. This sets the stage for a lighthearted exploration of the tension between comfort and duty. The warmth of bed. Hunt vividly describes the pleasures of lying in bed on a cold morning, emphasizing the snugness and warmth that make it so difficult to leave. He captures the sensual experience of being enveloped in warmth, with the cold air outside acting as a stark and unwelcome contrast. The reader can easily relate to Hunt's depiction of this moment, as he taps into the universal human desire to stay warm and comfortable. The temptation to stay in bed. Hunt humorously discusses the various excuses people make to justify staying in bed a little longer. He acknowledges the mental gymnastics one goes through, rationalizing why it's acceptable to remain under the covers. Whether it's the idea that just a few more minutes won't hurt or the belief that one deserves a little extra rest, Hunt captures the internal debate many people experience on cold mornings. The responsibility of rising. Despite the temptations to stay in bed, Hunt also addresses the sense of duty and responsibility that ultimately forces one to rise. He reflects on the obligations that pull people out of bed, work, family, or other commitments. Hunt's tone remains light as he gently mocks the idea that duty must always win over comfort, yet he acknowledges that these responsibilities cannot be ignored. The pain of leaving bed. Hunt then humorously describes the physical and psychological pain of leaving the warmth of bed. He portrays the moment of stepping out into the cold as almost a tragic event, filled with reluctance and discomfort. The reader is invited to laugh at the exaggerated description, recognizing the truth behind the humor. Hunt's ability to turn a mundane experience into a dramatic and amusing narrative is a testament to his skill as an essayist. The ritual of waking up. Hunt delves into the various rituals people develop to make getting up more bearable. He talks about the importance of small comforts, like a warm robe or a hot drink, that can ease the transition from bed to the cold world outside. These rituals are portrayed as necessary coping mechanisms, helping to soften the harshness of a cold morning. Hunt's observations are both humorous and insightful, as he highlights the small ways people try to make life more pleasant. The battle between comfort and duty. The essay continues to explore the ongoing battle between comfort and duty, with Hunt acknowledging that, despite the desire to stay in bed, most people eventually rise because they must. He humorously describes the internal struggle as a war between the tyranny of bed and the reign of reason. This personification of abstract concepts adds a playful element to the essay, making the reader smile at the absurdity of the situation. Reflections on human nature. Hunt uses the topic of getting up on cold mornings as a springboard to reflect on human nature more broadly. He suggests that the reluctance to get out of bed is a natural part of being human, connected to a deeper desire for comfort and pleasure. Hunt's reflections are tinged with a sense of understanding and empathy, as he recognizes that this small struggle is part of the larger human experience. The universality of the experience. One of the essay's strengths is its universality. Hunt emphasizes that the struggle to get up on cold mornings is something everyone can relate to, regardless of age, occupation, or social status. This shared experience creates a sense of camaraderie between the reader and the author, as Hunt uses humor to connect with his audience on a personal level. The essay becomes a celebration of a common human experience, turning a mundane moment into something more meaningful. The inevitable victory of duty. In the final paragraphs, Hunt concludes that, despite all the temptations to stay in bed, duty ultimately prevails. He humorously resigns himself to the fact that people must get up, no matter how difficult it may be. However, he leaves the reader with a sense of comfort, knowing that they are not alone in their struggle. Hunt's conclusion is both light-hearted and philosophical, acknowledging the realities of life while also finding humor in them. The essay ends on a warm note, celebrating the resilience of the human spirit in the face of small, everyday challenges. On Getting Up on Cold Mornings, by James Leigh Hunt is a delightful essay that humorously captures the universal struggle of leaving a warm bed on a cold morning. Through wit, empathy, and vivid description, Hunt turns a mundane experience into a relatable and entertaining reflection on human nature, comfort, and duty.